So, what else can we do here? Pillbug future? Double kiwi. So crazy it might just work. Roll me one. We'll keep you for the stat line. And I think we'll have a pretty good round two. So we get Unsubtle, Iconic, and Golden, Balls, Glasses, and Riders. Iconic Riders, Iconic Balls. I mean, you see it, I see it. There's alliteration right there. Some golden glasses. Maybe I'll actually be able to see the issues that are plaguing our teams before it becomes an untenable situation that destroys us all from the inside out. I mean, people always talk about hindsight being 2020, but I could do with a little bit of 2020 foresight at this stage. So let's try it out. Let's see. We're getting desperate. But the golden glasses might just be our ticket into the big leagues here. Well, we tie, so I'd call that a victory in my books. Doesn't get much better than that. And then this leaves us in an interesting situation. I think what we're going to do here is pivot from the Pillbug. I know we were just talking about Pillbug, but we got the 2-3 stat line on the Seahorse. I wouldn't mind having a Seahorse long term, because anything that reconfigures and jumbles up an enemy team is generally pretty good. We saw it in action against us last round, and I'd say it worked out pretty well in that department. So let's give you the strawberry. And I guess we could just do this and then give some help to the Pillbug. Kiwi gets unnecessary health, but they need all the help they can get. They're just dodos who haven't quite figured out that they should be extinct yet. Again, it must be nice living on a paradise. A wonderful island where even though you're a dangle flightless bird, you don't have too much to worry about. But okie dokie, again, I'll take a draw. Thank you very much. And that leaves us with the question for the future. I want to sell the squad here. I guess that gives us 2-4, brings us up to a 4-9 Seahorse. It's not bad. It's not bad. Throw a hummingbird out there and we're looking even prettier. It's a 6-10, my dude. At the very least, we sell the Kiwi at the back. It's not doing a heck of a lot for anyone in this day and age. Nothing but Pillbugs, hey? I guess early level 2 Pillbug, not the end of the world. I would have liked to have it last turn, but not bad, not bad. Let's just get a little bit nuts here. Throw you in the front. I hear you like Pillbugs. I could combine all of you, then I can still afford a Pillbug and whatever we get out of it. So that seems kind of nice. I mean, Blobfish isn't great, but not bad either. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. Are they Pillbugs? We call them roly-polies? I feel like in general they're largely interchangeable, the two words. At least I treat them as such, and as such, it is law because the streamer is always right. So what have you? I mean, heck, call them an armadillo. They're not that different. Anything that curls up and is in a shell, basically the same animal as far as I'm concerned. But let's combine you in. Buy, sell a Kiwi. Thank you for your stats. That's all you're good for anyway. I'm sorry, that was uncalled for, my roly friend. Not my roly friend. You're good. You're chill. I was more so talking to the old flightless bird over there. But there we go. Now that's the ticket. And how do we want to play this? Blobfish might be getting murdered in the future. Don't love keeping them around long term. I'm looking at that kiwi and I'm thinking, is there any way we get that going here? Let's at the very least freeze it. I think I'm okay with that. We could even throw an attack, even out the stats a little bit on our seahorse here. Maybe we'll freeze it, roll once, see if anything changes. And we're looking pretty happy, pretty good there. Anything is basically the same. Don't need to restrict to animals or crawling, let alone shells. It's all just atoms, baby. It's all the same on a molecular level. Okay. A lot happened there in the first couple of seconds, but all that truly matters is that we never didn't have it, and we absolutely destroy their team. As we knew we would. I'm always tempted to take Salamander. Our only win on camera was was that our Salamander run, or did that one just go well? Regardless, big ol' Salamanders. Ain't nothing wrong with that, as far as I'm concerned. On feint, you give 2 strawberry friends some business. If I could kill you on purpose, maybe I would be convinced. As is, miss me with that. A starfish, on the other hand, this early on in the run, it only matters on cell abilities, which I guess we don't exactly have, except a little thing we like to call a kiwi. And I'm not talking fruits. So let us combine you. We're trying the starfish. It's not often that you get to let a starfish shine. And then I guess that means Blob has to go. I think that's fine with me. We barely knew ya. Question becomes, do we dare Okapi? Because we're going to buy, sell, and that's big buffs across the board. Fantastic. You love to see it. We could buy an Okapi, and we have 2 rolls to buff it up. However, if I roll once and get a sell ability, no, that's not quite. 4 gold isn't the holy number. You need 5 so you can do the yield buy sell, trading stonks, as it were. So, you know, I don't hate this. Roll me once. Heck yeah, brother. That kiwi has my name on it, and roll me again. Do I bother continuing to upgrade the pill bug? The roly-poly. The armadillo of insects. Are pill bugs insects? How many legs does... Hold up. Google. How many legs does roly-poly have? Riddle me that. Not an insect. They have 14 legs. What? Where are you keeping all those? What else are you packing in that shell, you son of a gun? You're out of control. Has anyone just told Mother Nature to chill out a little bit? 14 legs. It's too many. Too many. I mean, exactly, Colgate. I think you and I, we each have 2 legs, and we do just fine. Gosh darn it, back in my day, 2 legs was enough. And we could walk uphill in both directions. But hey, maybe I'm just jealous. I mean, it's no centipede. Let's not get too out of control here. It could work on it a little bit. And you even have trouble manipulating your 2 sometimes, don't we all? I think that's something everyone can relate to. I mean, we make it work. But it's not the be-all, end-all. So I think we at least take 1 seahorse now. Cappy's got to go. We buy, sell you. Get the business. Roll me once. Ooh. Dang, I was kind of hoping for another buy, sell, which actually, now that I'm looking at it, we do have. New plan. Much like the old plan, only much more better. Seahorse is getting the absolute nuts here, going out of control. Out of hand and out of pocket. And we'll make that work. Fungi managed with one, and they still happen to be a lot of fun. Honestly, a lot of people manage with one, and they do just fine. Some people manage with none, and they also do just fine. It's a wonderful world we live in. Double anteater, hey? I mean, you tried to have a mega seahorse. The one thing that you have that I don't, of course, is a great big bushy beard. But I kind of have that, not as big as it could be, but also in desperate need of a trim. And thirdly, a big ol' hummingbird, which definitely isn't quite in our wheelhouse at this very moment in time, but we have a bunch of level ups coming. So I have faith. How do I feel about a swordfish? Apparently it's called a stipe. A fungi's stalk is called a stipe, not a leg, English hard. So in Finnish, is it leg? Is it interchangeable or the same word used for a fungi? That's fun. Come back for our weekly linguistics lessons. I mean, if anyone else has cool facts, definitely feel free to share them because I love to hear it. It is. Oh, wow, that's cool. I love entomology in other languages. So neat. Do I want a polar bear? Wait a second. I think I do. Because I do that. I buy you and I buy a polar bear. And I hodl for the future. Okay, at least polar bear. And then I think I'm buying the seahorse, if I had to guess. And then our swordfish is gonna pop right the heck off. Pillbug's the next to go here, so we can get some funky buy-sell action going on. I wish our starfish was leveling up, or, you know, some kind of forward progression, momentum, any of the above, but there's a plan at least. We have something going on. Oh, that's a big old yak, though. That's not exactly ideal. Not that it matters. Turns out I'm still just as bad as I've always been when it comes to predicting the events of any of these encounters. Starfish, though, I will take. Do I bother to save up on sellers? No, you're about to actually get one more pop-off that can hit both these buddies. I probably should have been giving health to my starfish instead, but if it works, it works, I guess. Don't invest further in the pillbug, though. That's a sunk cost fallacy just waiting to happen. And thank you so much, apple cider. Applep cider, or it's apple cider, but spelt the cool way. Regardless, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome. And what else do we wish to do? Just give something some health? We'll have a healthy squad, to say the least. Polar bear is going to keep this swordfish popping right off. Last round, did they have a swordfish? Is that what happened? Is that how my yak met an untimely end out of the blue? I wouldn't be surprised. It's just like a swordfish to catch you by surprise. I've always said this about swordfish, you know. And I stand firm in my harsh but true beliefs about the internal conflicts of the starfish. You had a moment of enlightenment when you realized the mushrooms are not animals, even though they have this type. They have legs, as you would put it in Finnish. I mean, they're all of nature is alive at the very least. It's doing wild things out there. Hold up. Do I dare? if we're okay with getting rid of polar bear, if I think the swordfish has popped off enough for the time being, we have a pretty wild starfish play. I wish you were level 2, my starfish. Come on. Essentially, if we free up 2 slots, buy and sell a platypus, then sell both of those, that's 3 triggers, and we still have a zebra to go. Plus, it's free money. The platypus... How have I not realized this before? A platypus is free if you can have the slots for it. Is this allowed? Can I do this? I do this. The zebra on buy gives a stat buff and on sell, so it also works well to trigger our starfish. So I think I start here. See who that hits. I freeze you. I'm looking for but a single starfish. Or, mind you, hopefully I don't run out of money because I'm not thinking ahead here, but we sell you. We're going to kind of run out of money. But by gosh, is it going to be worth it? Early Spino might be nice. But here's what we do. We buy a platypus. We sell said platypus. Easy. Also, duck keeps our swordfish alive. And I do like that. Because we sell you. Hurrah. We get the starfish. Then I bring out a swordy boy. And I was going to sell you, but I guess we could just keep you around for 1 turn. Mess around and see what happens. I like this. I like this. It's an interesting way to go about it, to say the least, but... What? All my days, I've never seen such a beautiful sight. Also, double swordfish? You're wildin'. Good thing we didn't sell the beaver, too. Would have been embarrassed if that had happened to transpire, to say the least. So if I upgrade you, Swordfish, you're gonna deal, like, I'm guessing 150% of attack damage to most healthy enemy and yourself. That's gonna be hard to keep you alive, my friend. Difficult to say the least. So let's take this one step at a time here. We sell you. Shaboom. Very cool. And then, kind of want you. Could throw in a Spino for good measure just to get some middling buffs across the board. Question becomes, if I buy sell a crow, that costs me 5 gold. And what do I upgrade? Do I get Swordfish coming up for the future? Do I get my sword? That's not a swordfish. That's a seahorse, of course. Seahorse get up to level 3? Maybe. I kind of get why that person was running double swordfish now. I almost want to do that rather than level up my swordfish. I feel like that might be a little more applicable. You know what? Let's just do it. We're making the starfish happen, even if we have to force it a little bit. And then I'm gonna... Ayada. And now we can decide. Do I want a reindeer or a Spinosaurus? I think it's gotta be the Spinosaurus. Might have to be sold anyway in the future. That's about it. Does not need to stay alive if it's already done its job. You do have a point there. And that's what sniper builds are so sweet for normally. What does pushing do? So at this point, it's on our team, it's just literally doing what it says on the tin. It's taking the enemy from the back, shoving it up here, which usually you're putting something like, if that hit my squad, for example, our Spinosaurus's ability would get 2 less triggers than usual. 3 less triggers than usual, which would kind of suck. So I'm hoping that we can apply that to the enemy. It does work a little bit better when you have something like an iguana, because iguana has an ability that triggers on enemies being moved. It snipes them for low damage, but it is what it is. So far, our Swordfish has been a little bit wasted in terms of its talent levels. It's still hitting for 11, and then also, again, hitting for 11 on a real attack, so maybe I shouldn't be too quick to judge. Okay. Hello, team. Can I get a Sabertooth to work? Becomes the question of the hour here. If we can buff it up, it's a bunch of targets that can die and trigger the Spinosaurus. So that seems nice. On first blush, that seems like a pretty good thing that we should look out to do. Even the popcorn adds another trigger of this, so that's pretty sick nasty on its own. You're tier 5, so maybe we just throw popcorn on you. Alternatively, we throw popcorn on Sabertooth. Though it's 6 health, it's unlikely we get your hurt trigger without something like a green pepper to really, I mean, not spice it up, because in general, bell peppers don't quite have that level of heat, but I'm sure you know what I mean. So, maybe, just maybe, we start here. Starfish is probably next to go. It's done its job, and it did one heck of a job, don't get me wrong. But I think it's time the sun may just be over. Let's roll me once. Stegosaurus, you say? A Stegosaurus, you say? You seeing what I'm seeing here? So, I get rid of you. This we know to be true. I think Stegosaurus is kind of nice. You picking up what I'm putting down? Exactly. Though hopefully that's what I wanted, because you never know. If somebody's putting stuff down, maybe they want it to be down and you shouldn't go around picking it up. It seems to be just kind of rude. I mean, at least ask first. It's called informed consent, and it's an important part of social interactions. But hey, maybe that's just me. But I think we got something going on there. Not sure what, not sure how, who, where, when, or how. Not to mention why. But it sure is something. There's the bell pepper. If we want to get a Sabertooth working, we could get rid of the hummingbird in the future. Yeah, Sabertooth with the pepper is just straight up better, right? Because it's at least 16 damage. At least 14 health with the 8/8 plus its own stats. Oh my gosh, no, it's not 16. It's at least 24 damage with the green pepper. That's a lot better. Thank you. Let's just do this. We can afford to lose one, and I don't think we're gonna lose one, because shaboing, we're gonna be hitting for 23 on something. It might not kill it, or it might get absolutely destroyed. You love to see it. No shot, not even close. Ain't no thing. And we're just getting there. We're getting there, doing it, and having a heck of a time in the interim. Oh gosh. Nothing but dinos, hey? You trying to tell me something, game? I see what you're going for. Don't know how much I agree, but it's not a bad play. I don't hate it, to put it lightly. But I think we throw you out there. And then, you know what? Just see a stego, buy a stego, see a spino, buy a stino. Spino. whatever you're called. And I think that just works. I think I like the sound of that. Spino is going to be having a freaking field day here. Not sure how our swap actually worked out for us there. I mean, never mind, it was huge because we green peppered on their highest attack unit. Get absolutely destroyed. The bald chipmunks? Is that what you were? The bald something or another. And you know what? Just roll me. I want to upgrade one of these kids. Someone, anyone. I was gonna say I don't think the swordfish, but if we upgrade you, you will kill something, and you will replenish yourself with popcorn. And when you put it that way, I mean, how could I not, you know? It just... I was gonna say it just works, but then I ended up spending a fortune on just re-rolling. It's got... Any day now. It has to. Hey, perfect. First try. Do I get my sniper up? I think I get my sniper up. A little bit more action going on there. Because now Swordfish is likely to kill something outright. And I mean, that's a squad, baby. That's quite the squad, if you ask me. Let's give it a shot, shall we? Okay, your pepper saves your life, you son of a gun. Not great for us. How do we do? How are we looking? How do we fare? Oof. The amazing fangirls. I mean, they are amazing. So how about that? Is there max level for animal? Max level is 3. So yeah, level 3, tier 6, and 50-50 are kind of the maxes at play, as it were. Definitely throw an upgrade on the Spino, and now that should be a lot less likely to happen, what we just saw there. Not impossible, don't get me wrong, but less likely, ideally. I want some more popcorn, I think. Some popcorn on our Stego is what this team is really kind of missing. Le je ne sais quoi that we're going for here. Now, do I want to lollipop my Stego? Because at this point, 5 attack, probably not going to kill. 50-50 is the max on the stat lines here. Sorry, I didn't do a very good job of clarification. I mean, level 3 and tier 6 would probably be more obvious, but I just said 50-50. Like a coin flip, you know? But no, it's the max of attack and defense. It's as high as you can go. Unfortunately, in this case, sky is not the limit. And instead, we're bound to a bit more of a terrestrial. There's no R in that at the end, right? Terrestrial. There's an R in that. That sounds way better now that I say it out loud. And here I pride myself at being a good speller. Maybe that's just more when it comes to the magic side of things. But do you know what? I don't know what I'm doing here anymore. We're swapping you. We're doubling your attack. Maybe you'll do some good work out there. Go get him, Tiger. I also kind of want to rearrange my squad here. I mean, that's what the Swordfish is built to do, baby. That's what you love to see. Oh my gosh, it's like this team was built for us to squash into the ground. Does the 50 limit feel lenient? It's nice, I think. It stops you from just having that one buddy that you scale out of control. I mean, there are some mechanical aspects that get away from that. You know, having good sniper builds. In the normal pack, there's a skunk that reduces the health of the highest health unit by a percentage. But the 50-50 keeps things a bit more fresh, where as soon as you get one unit to 50-50, there's no real reason to keep just like pushing down on that. And instead, you can get a little more creative. Try and go a bit wider, as it were, which I'm always a fan of going wide. Now I want mammoths. Show me... That's not a mammoth. Show me Sabertooth. I was thinking of the Sabertooth's friend, Mammoth. Unfortunately, I don't believe we have any. I almost said we don't have any sloth, but we do. Oh my gosh. I need to make a squad that's saber-tooth, sloth, and mammoth. No children though. No man-child, unfortunately, that we could throw in there. So you can't get the full Ice Age experience in one package here, but still makes you think. Oh gosh, this was not what I was looking for. I mean, guess we just have to hope our team has what it takes. I think we do. Question becomes, do we want to shuffle it all? If their buddy up at the front is their strongest unit, we kind of hope they have a green pepper, because that way we smash green pepper. This buddy can still kill them. And we still get the almost 50 damage hit from the Swordfish. Because I'm kind of tempted to do something like this, is why I bring it up. Or even this. Is that crazy? You ideally kill something, then kill the next thing. I mean, that's slightly wistful thinking if you ask me, so maybe should just stick with what works. Could even do something like this. But you kind of want that 50 spot a little bit closer to the front so it does get used up well, especially since it's going to be almost 50 attack with 1 health. In fact, you're going to get plus 30 plus 30. So that makes you 42, 43. Okay. So 42, 1 after your snipe. I think this was a bit more sensible, if not ideal. It's between, Seahorse, where do you belong in the ecosystem here? Do we group up? Do we go like not quite all prehistoric? I guess no, I'm stupid. They're all prehistoric. But from different eras of prehistory for sure. And then we have the C grouping in the front. Has a little bit of a flavor of the week to it for sure. Doesn't seem horrible. Everything hinges on this. We're 1 win away and 1 loss away from victory or death, respectively. And it just takes this brief moment to figure it all out. No, that's bad. You do not put your Sabertooth at the front of the squad. Its talents are wasted there. Just because it'll get hurt and it'll be unable to summon something in front of it, you got that max squad size that you gotta keep in mind, keep in the back of your brain at any given moment or opportunity. You know what? Let's just live by and die by the sword. Aren't all of them prehistoric? How recent? I guess they kind of are. Because at the end of the day, history only started, what is it, like 20,000 years ago? I guess not even. Written history, not. Oral history, kind of. When did humans develop language skills? I also don't know if I'm remembering that date in general right. I took Intro to Anthropology in university, but do I remember much from that course? Not a lot. Mostly just remember a story from my prof who was taking a flight, and all of a sudden, over the intercom system on the plane, she heard, "Excuse me, is there a doctor on board? We'd like to request immediate assistance in the first class department." Nothing. Nobody responded. So then again, on the intercom, it was, "Excuse me, is there a doctor on the plane? Could you please come up to first class? We need your assistance." Again, nothing. No movement. And then all of a sudden, a flight attendant came walking down the row, stopped right in front of my professor, and said, "Excuse me, ma'am. We called a couple times. We need a doctor up in first class." And she was like, "Oh gosh, no, I'm not that type of doctor. I'm not an MD. My doctorate's in anthropology studies." But I guess I can come up and take a look. Turns out that somebody was giving birth on the plane in first class, and they were freaking out because their child, the skull, was split open at the top underneath the skin and it was looking all weird and lumpy. So they were worried that the skull was misformed somehow, malformed, and they were in trouble. So then my professor is like, oh, actually, funnily enough, this is something I can help with. No, that's just how babies are born. That's how the human body works, because that way it's easier for them to come out of the birth canal. And it's not until, like, is it a few weeks after that their bones actually start to solidify, starting with those head plates. And so it was a roller coaster of emotions on that plane ride for sure, all over the place. It varies by area for history. In Finland, history started in the 1100s or 1200s. So yeah, is that considering written history as the kind of be-all end-all? Makes sense. Ooh, see, that's what you don't want to see. A 2-1 dove killing off your precious baby. Oh, and it's the bell pepper that screwed us in the end. Not the way that we predicted, but it still got us going in the end there. Sagittarial ridge doesn't even properly knit together until like puberty, you think? You know, that makes sense. I think it starts to solidify, but yet you don't get the internal mesh. I mean, my Sagittarial ridge is all out of whack, largely because I flatten it each and every day by wearing these headphones incessantly. So who knows, I might be splitting my skull right down the middle here just by wear and tear. But okie dokie. I think we're gonna take a break from regular old pack here. Maybe go into, I'm feeling, let's see, what's the weekly pack looking like? The flavor of the week here. We got ants, crickets, beetles, ducks, horses, some summon builds, some food builds. Okay, still summon food. Don't know what the heck is going on in this department. That's like scaling, hurt deck. It's a bit all over the place. There's another summon. Looks like summons might be the way of the game here, especially Sagittal. I see, I totally trusted you, Dr. Pirate. That doctor title goes a long way. Sagittarial, I guess, would be more so talking about the giant centaur in the stars. So probably should have clued into that one a little bit earlier, but sometimes I just read something in chat and I have to believe it because I'm not going to spend the time thinking for myself, and instead I'll just nod along like the rest of the sheep, pretend that I actually know something in life. Oh gosh, there are turkeys, there are poodles, monkeys, and penguins. This is a dream deck for me. I think we're gonna go for the weekly pack here. Give it a good old shot. You trusted you too? Well, that's good. It's good to have faith in yourself. Sure, you might be wrong something, but see, that's where you got it both ways. You had confidence, you had faith in your own thoughts, but then you also had humility by correcting yourself. So you just got a double whammy there of being a brilliant human being. So big ups to you, Dr. Pirate. But of course, before we jump into the weekly pack here, I'm going to take just a brief intermission, 30 seconds to a minute, and I'm going to run out and grab a refill for my glass so that we're all fresh and hydrated heading into the second half here. And then maybe, just maybe, this weekly pack will be the push, the shove, the inertia that we need to get the ball rolling here. So give me just a second, I'll be right back. See you soon.